So we are writing research papers. You have chosen a topic, you've written a thesis statement, you've made some sort of outline, and now you're ready to take notes that will support the topics on your outline, okay? We are going to take notes using the note card format, and that means on each index card, whether it's the smaller one or the bigger one, whatever you decide to use, you're going to have all of this information. And I know it seems like a lot, but you're going to front load a lot of the hard work onto these note cards so that when you start writing, you don't have to keep going back and forth and reopening websites or going back and forth to a book that you used. All of your information will be in these note cards, and we'll put them on a ring, and it'll be really simple. Okay, so the first thing you want to do on your note cards is up in the right-hand corner, you're going to put your initials, and I've done that in green here. You can color code it, or you can use all the same color. It's up to you. So my initials are KC, so I put that here. This is just important in case you drop your note cards and someone needs to give them back to you, okay? So that goes up here. The next thing is your source card letter, okay? Your sources, you're going to have 4 or 5 sources for your paper. You're going to then give each of those sources a letter. So A, B, C, D, E. All right, that's going to simplify your life. Instead of having to say, the health article I found through the Livestrong Foundation via the medical magazine from my mom's job, instead of saying all of that, you can say, on source A, I found these things. So it really streamlines how you're going to refer back to your research. So that's what goes up in the right-hand corner. On the bulk of your card, the majority of the card is going to have information from that source, okay? So the first thing you're going to want to do is title it whatever topic you're talking about. So the example I'm giving you here is something really thrilling, right? The discovery of rice. Now that's very broad, right? Just the discovery. Underneath it are 3 different points that you can use, okay? So the first one is called a paraphrase, right? So location of the first rice found. That may be something that you don't need to directly quote because you can put it in your own words. If something is able to go into your own words, do it, okay? Only quote the things that are really, really powerful and can't be said in another way. Okay, so paraphrasing is taking someone else's information, putting it into your own words. So that may be something like the location of the first rice found. The second thing you might do is summarize. Now, if you're summarizing, you're not repeating every single detail, you're just telling me the big ticket items. So you may want to summarize the story of the accidental discovery. I don't need to know what kind of shoes the person was wearing, what temperature it was outside. Maybe I just need to know the location, what they were looking for initially, and then why it was a big deal that they accidentally discovered rice, right? I need to summarize that information succinctly in my own words. The third thing you can do is quote. All right, so if you find something that's really powerful and you just know that you have to use that direct quote, you're gonna, on your note card, maybe sort of give an introduction about where that quote came from. So discovered through, and then you can see that I've started to quote something here. Now your quote may be really long and not something that you feel like needs to go on this note card. If that's the case, you'll use an ellipsis, which are the 3 dots, to remind you that you haven't included the whole quote, but you need to go back and find it. But again, you're sort of putting all this in a succinct manner on this card to sort of free up some of your space when you're writing. So the majority of your card is going to have the information that you want to use in your paper from that source. The last thing you're going to put on your card is down here in the bottom right corner. Now this says page number. If you're using a book or some sort of published article, a dissertation, anything like that, those are going to have page numbers, and you need to have that page number. Because if I want to go back and read more about it, I need to know exactly where you got, your information, okay? If you're on an online source, a lot of times those don't have page numbers, okay? So if it doesn't, you're going to put in, period, P-A-G, period, which looks really funky. Basically what it means is no page. That's going to remind you, as you're using these cards to write your paper, that there wasn't a specific page number to reference, okay? So these note cards, they seem a little tedious, but they're going to do a lot of the hard work up front, so when you start writing your paper, you have all the information you want to use on the card, you know where the source came from, and you have the page number there to help you.